Yo, let me tell y'all something I should have said on here a long time ago. Uh, Back in high school, my dad had a conversation with me. You know, I wanted a scholarship in football. I loved the sport. I wanted to make it to the NFL. But at that time in my life, I was a sophomore. I just wasn't good enough at the time. And I wasn't working hard enough. And I was getting to that threshold where it's like either I'm about to give up and just go through the motions or I'm all in. And my dad told me one day, he was like, son, when you graduate, in about 2 years, 2.5 years, when you graduate, some of your teammates are gonna go off to the college of their dreams and they're gonna go off and they're gonna live their dream life. And if you don't lock in and do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna sit back and watch it. And then you're gonna have to live with the regret of not doing enough. It's a lot of regrets in this world, but the regret of not doing enough when it was in your control is one of the hardest things to deal with. A lot of things, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. If it's not, you feel me? Certain people have freak accidents, injuries, things that you just can't control. I say all that to say, I locked in, I did what I was supposed to do. I ended up going to the University of Texas, my dream school, full ride scholarship for football. That conversation helped get me into the NFL, right?
I just want to say this. That's a big deal. Kudos to him, to go to such a prestigious school known for football and to get a full ride scholarship. That's not something that's easy. And good for him in terms of being able to accomplish that. And also kudos to his dad for taking the time to have conversations with him, hard conversations, to challenge him, to push him forward. We all need that, whether it's your father, your mother, a mentor, a friend. Like, these kind of conversations are necessary, because sometimes we just get lost in the sauce. We get distracted, or we're just not driven the way we need to. And sometimes there are people who can see that and can speak to it, but we have to be open and we have to have those relationships and and be whole enough to receive that critique. Because sometimes if you're not whole and healthy enough, you're rejected and look at it like, oh, they're just hating, or they're just always mean. They don't support me, And it's not that. These people are trying to push you forward in a way. Like sometimes they can see what you can't see. Especially, he said he was in high school. Sometimes parents can see what you can't see. Like, you're not working hard. You're not going to be able to accomplish it by doing what you're doing. You got to do more. And I'm just glad he was able to have that conversation with his father, and actually able to get to college and the NFL. I want to hear more about his story, so let me play it, let it finish.
But what I didn't understand at the time is when those 2.5 years passed and I got into my dream school, I thought I was done. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, bet. Everything else is just finna, red carpet, it's finna be handed to me. And I got lackadaisical and I eased up. And that healthy obsession that I had and the realization that at each new level is new requirements and it starts over. So everything I did to get to college.
That's the bar. Each new level has new requirements. Very true. Another saying is every new level has new devils, meaning like new challenges, new things that's going to fight against you and push against you. Same difference.
I was back on base level. I had to do all that work again and again. And I didn't think about that. I just stopped. I just felt like I had did enough in those 2.5 years to carry me for the rest of my life. And one of the biggest regrets I have in my NFL career is that I wasn't committed in a healthy obsession to maximize it. And it cost me millions of dollars because God had it for me, but I was blocking my own blessings. Living and seeing freely. I knew better. Like, I knew God. I grew up in the church and I was just straying and doing what I wanted to do. And
listen, he's touching on some serious stuff. This is stuff that I talk with my friends about often, about my life, about their life, about our lives, just in general, like knowing what God has for us, not fumbling that, making the most of it, maximize it. In fact, I just did a graduation speech on that, titled Maximize Your Life. Like, he's hitting on some good stuff. He's dropping some gems.
By the grace of God, I ended up getting baptized in the NFL, and I found God through football in a real way. Like,
good.
Fully committed myself to it.
Good.
But I cost myself time, great relationships, and millions of dollars and so many more opportunities. And God was still faithful. I cannot complain. Hold on. I cannot complain.
Come on, brother.
But the regret of knowing that there was so much more for me on the other side, and I squandered it because I got comfortable, complacent, and strayed and did what I wanted to do and let sin infiltrate my life and laziness and procrastination fill my life, and I got arrogant and thought it was just supposed to happen, is what cost me so much. So for y'all that don't know me, my name Marcus. I go by Mo for my music, play in the NFL. I use this platform to just give advice, to tell y'all my testimony, the things I've struggled with. I also do the same thing through my music. But I also am a devout believer in Christ.
Come on,
and I'm gonna try to do more videos like this where I just speak on my past and my regret. And sometimes it's hard to talk about in depth, but I want to just be more honest and more real about it. If you like the content, follow me. Y'all have a blessed day.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, just, great content, inspiring, reflective, impactful, and we don't like to use that word sin. So many people have gotten away from using the word sin, and they'll say mistake and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with it, but sometimes it's you got to call sin what it is. It's just that, it's sin. And he talks about how he got entangled in sin, and it affected him, and he regretted, and God is still faithful. We thank God for his faithfulness in his life, but there's something for you and I to take away from that, to learn from his mistakes, to learn from our past mistakes, our past sins, and to know, like, sin is so damaging. Like, when we get tied up in sin, it's hard to get out of it. Ooh, is so challenging to just get out of it. And then the wrestle after it is just a lot too. But God is faithful. He keeps us, helps us, comforts us. But it's really a war. And but I want to keep the main thing. He talks about, just his regrets and not maximizing and making the most of, the opportunities that he have. And I want to encourage you to do that. That's something that I've been sitting with for some time, maybe like a couple weeks now, just like figuring out how to maximize, how to optimize what I have and maximize the opportunities that God graces me with. And don't be too hard on yourself, but understand you need to be firm. Like, we don't get a minute, we don't get a second back. So make sure that we lock in, and sometimes we got to bring somebody along the way with us that can help hold us accountable. Let them know, hey, this is what I want to strive for. This is what my timeline is looking like. This is what I'm seeking from you. I just need you to help hold me accountable. Ask me every here and there, how am I doing on this? Ask me, what have I done lately? Because I don't want to look back 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, and be like, man, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. So lock in. Like I said, get you somebody who can help hold you accountable. Do your best. Invite God into these spaces as well. I mean, that's a given. And let him help you, be all that he's created and gifted and redeemed you to be. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Connect with the brand online at www.there'shopebrand.com. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.